Hi, today we are going to discuss about electroconvulsive therapy. In short, we can say ECT. Electroconvulsive therapy is a sort of somatic treatment introduced by Binney and Cerletti in April 1938. From 1980 onwards, ECT is being considered as one of the psychiatric treatment and it's being as the most disputable treatment for mental health issues. Let's move on to the definition. According to Mary C. Thompson, ECT is the induction of grand mal seizures through the application of electrical current to the brain. That is, ECT is the artificial induction of grand mal seizures through the application of electric current to the brain. A stimulus is applied through the electrodes that are placed either bilaterally in the frontotemporal region or unilaterally on the non-dominant side. Let's move to historical perspectives. Insulin coma therapy was introduced by German psychiatrist Manfred Sackel in 1933, that is, insulin shock therapy or insulin coma therapy was a form of psychiatric treatment in which patients were repeatedly injected with large dose of insulin in order to produce comas over several weeks. Here, what they have done, injection of large dose of insulin in the patient body and it will leads to hypoglycemia. It is nothing but decreased sugar level in patient blood. It will lead to coma within 3 hours. After that, we have to infuse 25% glucose intravenously. Patient will got up in 10 to 20 minutes. This type of treatments having so many complications. So, it's not being used nowadays. Pharmacoconvulsive therapy. It was introduced by Ladislas Meduna in 1934. Induced conversion by IM injection of camphor in oil for the treatment of schizophrenia. Next, electroconvulsive therapy. It was introduced by Binney and Cerletti in April 1938. Next one is fluorothil, a potent inhalant convulsant as an alternative for ECT for individuals who are unwilling to consent to ECT. Currently, about 2 million people worldwide receive ECT treatment each year. Let's move on to the types. There are two types of ECT. First one is direct ECT and second one is modified ECT. Direct ECT, in this ECT is given in the absence of anesthesia and muscular relaxant. This is not used commonly now. Modified ECT. Here, ECT is modified by drug-induced muscular relaxation and general anesthesia. Next, we can move on to parameters of electric current. Standard dose according to American Psychiatric Association, voltage 70 to 120 volts, duration 0.7 to 1.5 seconds. Next, we can discuss about types of seizures produced during ECT. First one is grand mal seizures. Tonic phase lasting for 10 to 15 seconds and may be identified by a rigid plantar extension of the feet. And second one is chronic phase lasting for 30 to 60 seconds and characterized by rhythmic movement of muscles that decrease in frequency and finally disappear. Next, frequency of therapy. Normally 3 times per week or as indicated and usually 60 to 12 treatments, sometime up to 20 may perform. Let's discuss about mechanism of action. The exact mechanism is not known. Several theories exist. The most credible one is biochemical theory. Electric stimulation results in a significant increase in the circulating levels of several neurotransmitters. These neurotransmitters include serotonin, norepinephrine, and dopamine. Additional evidence suggests that ECT may also result in an increase in glutamate and gamma aminobutyric acid or GABA. The result of studies relating to the effectiveness of ECT are still ongoing and continue to be controversial. Next, we can move to how to apply electrodes in ECT. Application of electrodes in bilateral ECT. Each electrode is placed 2.5 to 4 cm above the midpoint on a line joining the tragus of the ear and lateral canthus of the eye. Next, unilateral ECT. Here, electrodes are placed only on one side of the head, usually non-dominant side. Unilateral ECT is safe with fewer side effects, particularly those of memory impairment. Now we can discuss about indications. The main indications are major depression. ECT has been shown to be effective in the treatment of severe depression with suicidal risk, stupor, poor intake of food and fluids, melancholia with psychotic features, unsatisfactory response to drugs, or where drugs are contraindicated or have serious side effects. Severe catatonia, stupor, poor intake of food and fluids, melancholia with psychotic features, unsatisfactory response to drugs, or where drugs are contraindicated or have serious side effects. Next, severe psychosis with the risk of suicide, homicide, or danger of physical assault, depressive features, unsatisfactory response to the drugs, or where drugs are contraindicated or have a serious side effects. Organic mental disorders, organic mood disorders, organic psychosis. Other indications. ECT is preferred to antidepressant therapy in some cases, such as for a patients with cardiac disease when tricyclics are contraindicated because of their potential for dysarrhythmias and congestive heart failures, and for pregnant women in whom antidepressant place the fetus at the risk of congenital defects. Contraindications. The only absolute contraindication for ECT is raised ICP related to brain tumor, recent cardiovascular accident or cerebral aneurysm, acute myocardial infarction, congestive heart failure, pneumonia, retinal detachment. Next, complications. Life-threatening complications are rare. ECT does not cause brain damage. Fracture can occur sometime in elderly patient with osteoporosis. In patient with a history of heart disease, dysarrhythmias, and respiratory arrest may occur. Death due to anesthesia, succinylcholine, and drug interactions. Let's move on to side effects. Memory impairment is usually temporary and it's lasting approximately 30 minutes. Drowsiness, confusion, and restlessness, poor concentration, anxiety, headache, backache, muscle ache, weakness, fatigue, nausea, vomiting, incontinence, palpitations, unsteady gait, tongue bite, dryness of mouth, prolonged apneas, prolonged seizures, CV dysfunctions. CV means cardiovascular dysfunction. Next, management. ECT team includes psychiatrist, anesthesiologist, trained nurses, and aides. Next, what are the treatment facilities could be given? Treatment facilities are there should be a suite of 3 rooms. First one is a pleasant, comfortable waiting room or pre-ECT room. Second one is ECT room equipped with ECT machine and accessories, an anesthetic appliance, suction apparatus, face mask, oxygen cylinder with adjustable flow valves, curved tongue depressors, mouth gags, resuscitation apparatus, defibrillator, and emergency drugs. And third one is a well-equipped recovery room. What are the drugs should be given in ECT? Atropine sulfate, glycopyrrolate for decreased secretion and to counteract with vagal stimulation, thiopental sodium, Brevital as anesthetics, succinylcholine chloride as a muscle relaxant. Next one is role of nurse. Role of nurses are first one is pre-ECT care. Detailed medical and psychiatric history including history of allergies, assessment of patients and families' knowledge of indications, side effects, therapeutic effects, and risk associated with ECT. An informed consent should be taken. Allay any unfounded fears and anxieties regarding the procedures. Assess baseline vital signs. The patient should be on an empty stomach for 4 to 6 hours prior to ECT. Withhold night doses of drugs which increase seizures threshold like diazepam, barbiturate, and anticonvulsants. Withhold oral medication in the morning. At shampooing in morning since oil causes impedance of passage of electricity to brain. Any jewelry, prosthesis, dentures, contact lens, metallic objects, and tight clothing should be removed from the patient body. Empty bladder and bowel just before ECT. Administration of 0.6 mg atropine IM or subcutaneously 30 minutes before ECT or IV just before ECT. Second one is intra-procedure care. Place the patient comfortably on the ECT table in supine position. Stay with patient to allay anxiety and fear. Assist in administering the anesthetic agent and muscle relaxant. Since the muscle relaxant paralyzes all the muscles including respiratory muscles, patient airway should be ensured and ventilator support be started. Mouth gag should be inserted to prevent possible tongue bites. The place of electrode placement should be cleaned with normal saline or 25% bicarbonate solution or a conducting gel applied. Monitor voltage, intensity, and duration of electrical stimulus given. Monitor seizure activity. 100% oxygen should be provided. During seizures, monitor vital signs, ECG, oxygen saturation, EEG, etc. Record the findings and medicine given in patient chart. Third one is post-procedure care. Monitor vital signs, for example, pulse, respiration, BP, temperature, and oxygen saturation. Continue oxygenation till spontaneous respiration starts. Assess for post-ictal confusion and restlessness. Take safety precautions to prevent injury. For that, we have to maintain side-lying position and suctioning to prevent aspiration of secretions. Use of side rails to prevent falls. If there is a severe post-ictal confusion and restlessness, IV diazepam may be administered. reorient the patient after recovery and stay with him until fully oriented. Documents any findings as relevant in patient records. Next, we can move on to nursing diagnosis. First one is anxiety, moderate to severe, related to impending therapy. Second one is deficient knowledge related to necessity for and side effects or risk of ECT. Next one is risk for injury related to risk associated with ECT. Risk for aspiration related to an altered level of consciousness immediately following treatment. Decreased cardiac output related to vagal stimulation occurring during ECT. Conclusion: electroconvulsive therapy, some time ago known as electric shock, is a psychiatric treatment in which seizures are electrically produced in anesthetized patient for therapeutic purpose. Mechanism of action is unknown even after lots of research. Today, ECT is frequently suggested for use as a treatment for severe depression that has not today and that has not responded to other treatment and is also used in the treatment of mania and catatonia. ECT is one of the fastest way to relieve symptoms in severely depressed or suicidal patient. Hope you got an idea about ECT. Thank you.